Hey guys, welcome to Frequency Healing Experience. It's me again, it's David Wong, and today we're gonna have some more frequencies and healing and manifesting and raising your resonance. Who here wants to raise their resonance and their vibration? Let me know in the comments. Give me a happy face or electric, like a lightning bolt. So today I did my podcast with the Shift Network, and that's going to be released very soon. I think in February, they're going to release the summit of the Qigong network. So they're going to do a Qigong summit. They have probably around 50 speakers on that summit in February. I'm going to be one of them, and that's going to be exciting. So if you're on my email list, then you're going to get notification of that summit. How does this work? So this is the frequency healing experience. These are the lives where I share the frequencies. We have over 10,000 frequencies in our database that are proprietary that nobody has. You won't find these anywhere. You won't find them on YouTube or any app. And one that right now I'm playing the attract abundance frequency. And some people love it, some people hate it. But the people that do hate it, they love it after they listen to it for some time. So it's something that you basically get uh, tuned into. So we know that our bodies and our minds and our brains all operate on frequencies. So if you tune them to the precise and proper frequencies, you can actually create very specific and unique mental mind states. Now, obviously, if people who are depressed, people that are stressed out, this is going to work very well for them because when you're stressed out and when you are depressed or when you have anxiety, you have frequencies in your body and your mind that create more problems for you. So create more disease, create more um, dis-ease, so to speak, right? So when you have frequencies that are programmed with specific notes and tones to program you for higher resonance, then all that goes away. You can say goodbye to your stress. You can say goodbye to your sleeplessness, anxiety, frustrations, even old traumas that you have deeply lodged into your psyche that you have been there for years, decades, even. Those will start to get loosened up and flushed out of your system. Okay, so that's how this works. And on these lives, we just give you a taste of what these frequencies can do. And you don't have to do anything as long as you're here right now, listening to this frequency that I'm playing in the background or just listening to my voice. You're actually getting a rewiring or reprogramming of your subconscious or even your conscious because you can feel this. A lot of people listen to this. You ask them, "What do I feel? What do you feel when you listen to this?" They say, "Well, my head, I can feel something moving or some kind of vibration inside of my head, like my forehead. I can feel it right now." And for some people, it gives them a headache. But a lot of people they say, "Wow, it feels really good. It feels like a massage." So for the people who get a headache, most likely it's because you're not used to this kind of high vibration. Or the second thing is that you're ultra sensitive to this kind of frequency, which is a good thing. So if you're very sensitive to it, it's good because then these frequencies is going to work for you a lot more uh, effectively, a lot faster than a regular person. Now, if you are having a headache, well, that probably means that you have a certain blockage in your um, energy flow. So and that's also a good thing because if you can find the blockage, that means you can remove the blockage, and then your life is going to improve. Your wellness will improve. Your brain will improve. The way you think is going to improve. Um, Things are going to start opening up for you, not just in your own body, but things will start opening up for you in your relationships and also in probably your career, your job, or your business or your vocation. So if you have any questions, just go ahead and make some comments. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. Where are you guys from? Type in the comments. Let me know where you're from so I can say hello. Hello, Michigan. Hello, Arizona. Hello, Indiana. So is this your first time here? Hello in UK. What frequency is good for autism? What frequency for cancer? Georgia. You're welcome. Hello from Texas. So autism, cancer, we have frequencies for them. So if you know about Dr. Royal Rife, he is an inventor and also an electrical engineer, and he invented, the Rife machine back in 1920s. And before that, he actually created one of the world's first microscopes that are so powerful to it can see microorganisms like cancer cells and things like that. So um, over over the time that he was alive, he experimented with many different frequencies to combat like cancer or many other ailments. And over the last, let's say 1920, so like 100 years from now, 100 years later, um, many countless of different scientists and researchers and doctors have used that idea and found even more frequencies. So we have all those frequencies in our software. We have the ones for cancer, we have the ones for autism, and you just basically use these with our Qi coils. Now, I cannot claim that it can heal any of those things and or cure any of those things, but we do have the frequencies, and you can use them with our devices. And all I can say is that our many of our customers have had tremendous success with using the coils for various of different issues in their wellness. So if you want to know what frequencies, then it's no point me telling you, oh, it's 2,152. It's like this, the numbers are pointless. We have all the numbers in here, programmed, and the key is to use those frequencies to together with their coils to get it into the body. All right. There's many frequency technologies out there, and there's more and more coming out because more and more people are realizing, especially even the medical community is starting to realize that frequencies is a much more advanced way to treat the human body, much better than using pills, right? How many of you have had um, somebody being prescribed pills and the pills didn't work, or the pills gave you side effects, or from taking the pills you eventually had a like a immunity to the pills, and you started having to buy more or a stronger dosage of it because it started to lose its effect the more that you take it. So that's the problem with the pharmaceutical industry, because they need to give you a pill in order to make money, and the longer you take that pill, the more money that they make. The longer you stay sick or just on survival mode, the longer and the more money they're going to make. So they don't make money by making you healthy, they make money by treating symptoms. Okay, so that's very different from how I do things and how many holistic wellness practitioners and many people, many medical, even medical practitioners are doing now, is they're moving towards the holistic approach, which is to actually raise your body's natural health and resilience and your life force and your chi energy that I like to talk about a lot. Because once you do that, then you won't get sick in the first place. Because most people, what happens in conventionally is you're normal. You go to work, you come back, you have your day to day activities, and then all of a sudden you get sick. You catch a virus or you catch a flu or something, and all of a sudden you're sick, and then you're basically out of function for the next 2 weeks or maybe even longer. And then you're reliant on medication, you're reliant on a doctor, you're reliant on somebody else to give you a pill so that you can treat the symptoms. So hopefully your body is strong enough that it heals itself and recovers, right? So that's usually how things work. But wouldn't it be better if you just didn't get sick in the first place? That you were so healthy that even if there's a bug going around, that even if you catch it, it doesn't affect you, or it won't affect you as much, or you recover a lot faster. I was talking to someone, and she mentioned Wim Hof. Wim Hof, he is the world's holds the world record, I think, for being submerged in ice water for the longest time. And he has a special breathing and meditation technique and training to increase his immune system. And his immune system is so strong that when they injected a toxin into his bloodstream, along with 20 other people, all 19 other people got sick really, really badly. And he only got a headache. And after a few hours, he is back to normal. So that's the sign, or that's an example of a very strong immune system. Um, so how do you build these strong immune system? Well, it's all about frequency. It's all about resonance and vibration. It's not about pills. Okay, guys, it's not about pills. It's not about surgery. It's not about injections or chemicals that you put into your body. It's about frequency. It's about resonance and vibration. That is the future. Because if you read the book, Joe Dispenza mentioned this also. There's a scientist, German scientist, he's a biophysicist. His name is Fritz Albert Popp. I think back in the 19 something, I think 1960s or something like that. So he is a researcher. He discovered that our cells in our body emit something called biophotons. And these biophotons are literally light particles that come out of our body. And you can measure these with a device. So, which means that our body and our DNA especially is highly sensitive to these electromagnetic waves or electromagnetic energy that's produced by their body. And he also found that when cells produce a lot of this biophotons, they are exchange information with each other. So all the systems in your body, all your organs exchange information through electromagnetism. And especially, as I mentioned, DNA is highly sensitive to this. So what am I saying is that your body and your cells and your DNA, the language of it, how it communicates with each other is through vibration and energy and specifically electromagnetic energy. Guess what our Qi coils make? Electromagnetic energy. So that's why this is such a powerful thing, and we've been having so much success, because this is the interface. This is how our cells communicate, and we are using this to send instructions directly to your cells. So you can, what's instructions, you may ask? Well, you can send instructions to detox. You can send instructions to produce energy. You can send instructions to become more resilient to bad bugs, or you can send uh, uh, signals and instructions for it to, let's say, burn fat faster or raise the metabolism. So, so that's why that's where our technology is based on. It's based on frequency, energy, and vibration. And now this is not only the future; it's now the present, because so many people are using this now and then getting such good results. Then they say, you know what? I just got off my pain meds that I've been taking for years, or I just got off my whatever meds they were taking, because now they're using energy and using frequencies to basically repair the body and repair the mind. What government tells you, do the opposite. That's true. Pills and pharma is a scam. The government is corrupt. Yes, I agree with that. So my story was that I was chronically ill for 10 years of my life. I had an ulcerative colitis, which is a digestive disorder, and there's no cure for this until I started using frequency therapy. And at that time, I was just using frequencies for my meditation and for my spiritual practice. I wanted to pursue a higher spiritual resonance. And in the process of doing that, I actually healed myself using this technology. In 90 days, I was completely cured from my ulcerative colitis. And then most people say, well, you can't possibly be cured from it because you're just in a regression or something like that. Well, I haven't had a regression for the last 5 years since I was cured. So, I mean, what do you call that, right? So I mean, the medical community and conventionally, there's no cure for anything, right? You're always basically just suffering disease, about to get a disease, or recovering from a disease, or dying slowly, or aging, or deteriorating, right? We're all on a one-way ticket to hell. That's where the ideology or the view or the paradigm that conventional medicine will teach you, right? But is that really the truth? Well, it's not. The truth is that we are made resilient beings. We are made to be very powerful. You're a lot more powerful than you think. You have a lot more powerful mind and body than you think. And with these frequencies, you're going to start to understand. You're going to start to understand how much you can actually achieve with your body and with your mind. Do you think earthing, grounding really helps us? I recommend anyone watch the earthing movie. Yeah, earthing is great. It's great to take off your shoes, go to the beach, put your feet in the sand, and connect with the earth, right? Or do gardening and connect with the earth. It's a really great thing. A lot of amazing things happen to your body, free radicals and electrons, and start getting grounded into in the ground, and it's great. Um, but that's just one level of wellness. There's so many other things you can do. Specifically, if you use frequency energy technology like Qi Coils, you will actually get grounding without having to take off your shoes and actually walk bare feet, right? They say you should walk bare feet as much as possible, but how many people actually walk bare feet, right? Everywhere they go to work bare feet, drive their car bare feet. Uh, like walk. I mean, some of you do. I'm sure you do, but many of us live in the city. It's concrete, and then it's dirty. Like it's not very practical to walk barefoot everywhere. So instead, why don't you just use a grounding frequency? Like we have grounding frequencies, and you can use that as just a meditative sound, or you can use the grounding frequency with the Qi Coils and get the same effect, and maybe even better than using the general grounding ideas that people do. I mean, if you do have time, the thing is, many people come to me and say, David, I meditate already, I do qigong, I exercise, I do grounding. Do I need the Qi Coil? Well, nobody needs anything, but do you want to even raise your resonance to even higher level? And then they say, of course I do. And then it makes sense to them. But then explain to them that not everybody's like you. Not everybody gets to, do yoga every day and meditate every day. Many people, they work 16 hours a day and they're exhausted. And they have kids to take care of, their chores, they have jobs, they maybe have 2 or 3 jobs. And to make ends meet, they don't have time to better themselves. All right, it's impossible for them, and they're so stressed out and so tired that you tell them to meditate, they don't know where to start, and they don't have the ability to do it, right? And many of them, they have to go to a retreat where they get rid of their phone, get rid of all the distractions, so that they can focus on meditating and improving themselves. Well, what I'm here to tell you is that now with technology like the Qi coils and the frequencies that I've developed, now it becomes easy for those people specifically. So if you're somebody like that, then this is exactly what you need. You don't need to do yoga. You don't need to do qigong or meditate. You don't need to meditate. You're going to get the same results by just using this technology. And I call it the meditation shortcut as well, because that's exactly what it is, a meditation shortcut. You don't have to meditate. You get the same results with using Qi Coils. Because what are we doing in meditation and Qigong and all the practice is we're lowering our breathing, you're lowering your heart rate, you're lowering your brain waves even, so that you can get into a trance-like state, so that your body will go and your mind and your brain go into the parasympathetic sympathetic system and start to um, experience everything in real time, rather than go back and forth in the future and the past, or worry about different things, or have this monkey mind, right? But you know what? That takes training. It takes time to get to that point where you can do that. But with our frequencies, you can actually just turn it on, and for most people, they experience it in a matter of seconds. Like I was just doing a podcast with someone. I played this for like 10 seconds as a sample, and he said, "Oh yeah, I can feel it. I felt that." And he said, "You can feel the energy going through, from connecting from his pineal gland to his heart. Feel this expansion of his heart. Feel like the expansion of the aura in the head." I mean, many of you feel that too when you're like listening to these frequencies on these shows. Endometriosis, what frequencies do I need? If you have endometriosis, talk to Demisi, Daimici. She has it. She healed herself from it using Qi coils. So ask her what frequency she did. Hey, I'm 32. I've been in severe pain after I had my son, arthritis and stiff neck. Now, well, use our frequency. So we have free ones you can try, right? Use the qi.com. Just click on the links there. There's free frequencies. One of them is the soothe frequency. Some people get really good experience and really relaxation and even pain. Like they listen to this and they have less pain when they use these frequencies. So it's absolutely free. I want you to try it out. So I'll play a little sample for you. Okay. This is a soothing frequency. It's very calming and balancing, and some people are able to manage pain with this frequency. But if you use this with the Qi coils, then we have a lot of success with pain management. We have somebody who had 30 years of excruciating back pain, and medication didn't even work on him, and he was irritable, and his life was a wreck until his wife bought my Qi coils and then started using it on him. And then after a couple of days, he stood up. He said, "Hey, I think it's working." And then 30 days, he started to become a different person. His attitude completely changed. He started like doing the chores around the house and offering to do things for his wife. And 90 days later, he had no more back pain. So that's how amazing and how miraculous this technology is. How do I get one? Go to usetheqi.com and then click on the Qi coils. You have weird feet, okay? Bare feet on concrete is draining to you. Yeah, if you have bare feet on concrete, like you don't want to have cold feet, right? Concrete is usually cold. So if you have cold feet, that's actually not good for your circulation. You have a lot of nerve endings and a lot of acupressure points on your feet. If you want to have good circulation of your energy and you want to have hot feet, okay? So don't walk on cold things like cold rock, cold concrete, even cold grass. It's not a good idea. You want to keep it hot. Like if you have hot stones, that's great. Like or something like that, or hot water. You just dip your feet in hot water bath. Those are great too. Thanks for all the gifts, guys. Which one for scoliosis? So a lot of people ask, okay, well, what frequency for this? What frequency for that? So just go to the website, use the Qi, and then go to the sign up for a free account at that website, and there you can search for all these right frequencies. You can search for scoliosis. You can search for somebody else asked for endometriosis. You can search for anything you want, diabetes. You can search for it, and then you can find the frequencies on there. Okay, so just go to the website and you'll find them. I use one of the free frequency, I think, the lucky one. When I close my eyes, I see flickering lights. Yeah, so that's what happens, right? Because when your ears and your eardrums vibrate from the sounds, it's actually triggering your neural pathways in your brain, and those neural pathways are lighting up your pineal gland, and then you can actually see it if you close your eyes. So not only can you hear the difference and feel the difference, you can actually see what's happening to you. Like if you close your eyes and listen to some of these frequencies, you can see your vision actually brightening up. Like there's like this haze around your light sources. It's really weird, but it happens. Thanks for all the roses, guys. You take ice baths and it has great effects on your body. Yeah, so I was just talking about Wim Hof. Yeah, so ice baths are good, but you need to kind of ease your way into it. You don't want to go from nothing to jumping into an ice bath. Actually going to shock you and actually do more damage than good. So I did the Wim Hof training for 6 months, and I worked my way up to an ice bath for 2 minutes and doing about 80 push-ups without breathing. So if you did the Wim Hof, then you know what I'm talking about. So if you want to do the ice baths, there's a process, right? You started by taking a regular warm shower and then turning it to cold for like 30 seconds and then turning it back to the warm shower. And then over time, you would kind of increase the duration of the cold showers. Eventually, you would go into the colder baths, and then you go into like cooler and cooler, lower and lower temperature baths. That's how you would do it. And there's also breathing and push-up exercises and physical exercises to do along with that. So it's great that you're doing ice baths. That's great. Let's keep it up. But see, people have different body types. Okay, like for example, I'm a cold body type, and there's some people that are hot body types. In TCM, which is a traditional Chinese medicine, the concept is that there's like 16 different body types, and you know it ranges from very hot to very cold. So if you're on the cold side, then what happens is that there's certain foods that you should be eating, or if you're the hot side, there should be certain foods that you should be eating and certain foods you should be avoiding, because according to the theory is that some foods cause more heat in the body, and some foods cause the body to cool down. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Like you drink coffee, your body gets hotter. If you eat ice cream, your body gets colder. But I'm not just talking about the temperature of the food itself, but I'm talking about the food making you cooler. Like for example, you drink a certain tea, it makes you cooler or hotter, right? So that's the concept. So if you are hot bodied, you should find out what foods you should be eating, what foods you shouldn't be eating, or if you're cool body in the same way. So if you're doing cold baths and you have a cold body, they are probably going to shock you more and may do more damage to you than good. But if you have a hot body, then cold baths may be good for you and actually increase your resilience. Whereas saunas will not be good for you. Does it make sense? Right? Or steam rooms would not be good for you. So it depends on your body type. Okay, so it's good to find out what body type you are according to traditional Chinese medicine. So go ahead and ask me any questions. I got some questions here. I'm open-minded, thank you. I'm very grateful. You're welcome. Hello in Las Vegas. I didn't realize, let's see. I didn't realize just how many nasty habits I had until I started listening to frequencies. I even quit smoking cigarettes after 30 years of being addicted. It took a few months, but I stopped. Okay, that's great. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, that you're getting rid of your smoking habit after 30 years. That's great. For a lot of people, that's very hard to do. So congratulations on being able to do that. Can you expand your outer aura frequency and attract more positivity? Absolutely. So we have frequencies that expand your auras and expand your attraction. Like for example, the one I was just playing is the one for attraction, for attracting abundance. Is one of these ones. It's called one of the inner circle frequencies. So I'll play that for you again. So this is the, hold on, let me see the chats here. So this is a frequency. So it helps you attract more positivity. Yeah, it helps you attract more positivity, help you attract abundance into your life. What frequency did you use to stop smoking? I want to know. Nadine. So we actually have a frequency in our database. It's called curb addictions or stop addictions. So it can work for smoking, and you can use that specifically. But what actually happens is once your body raises its resilience, the cravings stop. Okay, so if you're craving cigarettes or craving food or craving sugar, those tend to subside, because what's happening is that you're balancing out your hormones and you're balancing out the chemicals in your body, and you're basically supplementing your cells with the energy that it needs in order to be healthy, right? The reason that a lot of addictions happen is because your cells are starving of nutrients, or your cells are starving of real healthy energy. So that's why actually the Qi Coil is a really great effect. It does is it gives the cells what it really needs, which is this electromagnetic energy that I was talking about, that it uses to communicate with the rest of your body and your cells and your DNA. What about cop scar tissue from pneumonia? Um, we have a lot of respiratory or lung or frequencies for that. We have frequencies for scars and things like that. Once again, I will repeat, I'm not these can't cure and these can't heal. I'm just saying that we have the frequencies in our database and you can use them. But I'm not claiming that this can cure such and such or heal such and such. Is healing good for addiction? I think healing is good for anything. So what you're going to experience once you use this frequency is you're raising the tide in your body. And as they say, a rising tide will raise all the ships, right? So as you raise the energy and the vibration and the life force in your body, then all these things will start happening to you, right? Your sleep is going to improve. Your brain, you become more focused, more clear. If you have addictions, those will start to subside because you're just feel more happy. You just feel more full and satisfied. So you don't crave those things as much, and you're gonna start attracting more positive things to you because of your positive frequency, and your relationships will improve because you're in a better mood, right? You have more patience with your spouse. You have more understanding because you're not in pain, because you're not stressed, and you're not in a bad mood, and you're not low energy. When you're sick, it's nearly impossible to you know be very do good for other people, right? If you're really really sick, because you're so um, so drained and so occupied with just surviving, right? But once you are in a really high level of wellness, then those things become easy for you. Is there a frequency for chronic arthritic pain? So one of the that's exactly the thing that our coils work really well with is for chronic arthritic issues. They work really well with blood circulation, with pain management. So if you have any arthritic issues, like joint issues, it works really well. Like for athletes or seniors, or just for anybody who has any kind of joint pain or any kind of bone issues or ligaments and flexibility issues. It works really well for that. What happened to my eye? What happened to my eye? Maybe it's the lighting. Nothing happened to my eye. My eyes are perfect. Sometimes when you put your fingers in the wrong place, your eyes become pink. Really? I don't know. There's this like lighting filter I have on TikTok to make the lighting look better. Maybe that's making my eyes look funny. Okay, so I have some announcements. So we have some special frequencies that's going to be available on our website. Okay, we have a sale actually right now on the what you call the ascension frequencies, and you can get those on our site. It's a limited time only. There's exclusive, so once that's over, you can't. We won't be available on the website unless you're an Inner Circle member. We're going to be relaunching our Inner Circle program, and with that, you're going to get some exclusive frequencies. That some of our most powerful frequencies for abundance, manifestation, attraction, and for business or for job or career, and for psychic ability and for mind expansion. So some of our most powerful, most popular frequencies is going to be in our inner circle. And with that, you're going to get my transformation course, which is a 12-week course, and also another meditation course that's going to be included. You're going to get access to exclusive Facebook group, an exclusive Telegram group that you can interact with other inner circle members, myself included. So this is a closed group, so you can get coaching on there. You're going to get members only deals. You get early prototype access. So if you have something new coming out, you'll be the first to have to get those things that come out. What else? You'll also get my book, Life of Qi. If you haven't got it, we're gonna give you a free copy of my physical copy of my book, Life of Qi, as well as the audiobook and ebook. And what else? What else are there? Also, I just wrote it down somewhere. Also, you get so if you've been looking for something to take your life to the next level, okay, you want to if you've been feeling depression, or you're feeling like you need direction, or you be feeling super stressed out, and then just life is just hitting you and just like um, putting you in a bad place, and it just feels very dark, then this could be exactly what you need. And I wish I had this when I was going through all the crap that I was going through 10 years ago when I was sick, because I was exactly those things. I was very depressed because I lost a ton of money because I got betrayed. And then I had this illness that was incurable, so I was suffering every day. And then I was in a really bad mood, really bad relationships at that time, and um, yeah, and I was very stressed out every day, and I couldn't even focus on my work because I was so sick. So um, if you're any of those things, then this may be the turning point. This may be the opportunity for you to turn around and to basically just transform all of that, just as like a flipping of the switch by using frequencies. And this is very different from any other course because it's not actually a course. You don't have to actually really learn anything. All you have to do, you don't have to learn anything, because all you have to do is just use the frequencies and just learn how to use the frequencies. Like learn how to play the frequencies on your phone, or learn how to turn on the Qi coils using the frequencies, and just learn how to experience it rather than learn how to do something. The only doing part is just turning it on. So this inner circle will have access to these frequencies that can do that for you, right? It can help you increase your health, vitality, and your strength. It can help with healing traumas mentally or emotionally. It can help with brain fog, increasing your creativity, right? Also increase your intelligence. You will actually be able to think better and solve problems better and faster than you would normally do. It will help you to stay present and look forward and be optimistic, instead of looking backwards and feeling depressed and blaming certain things, or being hard on yourself and things like that, and having negative self-talk. Those things are going to start to fade out in your life. And so basically it's going to include something that's going to help you master your body, master your mind, master your spiritual life, and also master your wealth. That's right. So also master your wealth, because if you have all those things combined, it gives you a lot of tools. It gives you the ingredients or the equipment, or you can see the pieces that you need in order to build yourself a very wealthy life. And wealth does not necessarily mean money. It can mean like happiness in relationships and community, and living your life purpose, and just knowing that you are in the flow, and just feeling like in your flow and having that serendipity, so that anything that happens to you in your life, any circumstances, actually turn out to be good, actually turn out to be in your favor. So that's what I'm living right now. That's my life right now. Like it seems like even when things that are negative happen to me, somehow they turn out to be positive. It's really weird. Like some negative person came into my life, and normally I would be stressed out, but now it's like, oh, there's a negative person in my life, and then I kind of just watch it happen and watch things unfold, and then in a week or two, it turns out to be a positive thing. So that's what you're going to start experiencing when you're part of this inner circle, or at least when you start using the Qi coils. And the inner circle is going to help you to kind of guide you along that path, because I took that path, and as many other people in the group have. So if you want to join a group of people that have already kind of taken that journey and already have arrived at some milestones in their lives, and you want to get there, and you want to get deeper into this technology, get deeper in these frequencies, then this inner circle is going to be coming out probably this week or next week, and you're going to get to take part of that. Okay. What else is in an inner circle is the spiritual masteries aspect, which is a psychic abilities, intuition, ascendance, and mind expansion, right? So some of the frequencies include actual frequencies called a psychic ability. So it's called a psychic ability activation. We have like telepathy, astral travel, remote viewing, lucid dreaming. So those are specific frequencies that actually are programmed to activate those certain psychic aspects inside your mind. Whether you believe in that or not, it doesn't matter, because you can listen to these frequencies, you can use them with the coils, and you will notice the difference. And what difference? Well, very clearly, you're going to start having more dreams, and you're going to start being able to visualize better. Okay, just think about it. Being able to visualize things better. Some people, the artists and designers, they're good at what they do is because they can visualize things in their mind, right? But it's actually because they activated a certain part in their brain, and it's called a pineal gland. And when you activate this pineal gland, your visualization becomes stronger and more vivid. Your dreams become more vivid. And another aspect is that you're going to have more intuition. And what I mean by intuition is that you can tell what's going to happen before it happens. If you watch like enough movies, you know how you can see a scene in a movie and you kind of know what's going to happen next in that movie, right? It's kind of like that, but in real life. Okay, you see certain patterns in your life or in other people or in the world or in your environment, and you're able to predict, okay, what's going to happen next in your life or in that pattern. So when you activate your pineal gland, those kind of things happen. You become more intuitive and will be able to tell what's going to happen next. And especially in business, that's going to be tremendous for you, because if you can tell the future, then you can position yourself in certain strategies or tactics in order to make more money, right? So that brings us to the wealth mastery. So what is wealth mastery? Is that you're going to learn how to attract abundance naturally, effortlessly, and how to basically have money and have wealth and have resources and have good things flow to you and be attracted to you automatically without you putting in like excruciating effort. Now, at times it's good to put in the effort, but at times it's good to sit back and not put in effort and do nothing. So the corporate world and what people usually tell you to do is to work your ass off, work. The more you work, then you have to chase and the daily grind. You have all these terminology that basically imply that it's going to be painful, right? And it's going to be long and excruciating and painful, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can turn your journey to wealth into an adventure. You can turn your journey to wealth into something that is fun and enjoyable, and actually that gets even better the more you put into it. So so you're gonna have access to resources that can help you do that. So, and to be able to get into that flow state. So you guys ever heard of the flow states? Where flow state basically what is a flow? A flow of what, right? Well, we call it a flow of energy. Like, just imagine you are swimming, and if you swim upstream, you're going against the flow, right? If you're swimming downstream, then you're swimming with the flow. So when you're in the flow, that means that everything is just like carrying you towards your goal, and you have very minimal effort, and you just sit there on your on your tube, right? And then you're just flowing with where the energy is going. So the key thing in order to do that is you need to be in the right frequency, because unless you're in that frequency, you won't be in the flow. So that's another huge benefit if you're resonating or vibrating at the right frequency, is that you start to tune yourself, navigate and tune yourself, and then align yourself directly with the flow of positive energy that you need in your life. Now, it could be different frequencies for every different persons, but we have the general like attract abundance and the flow state frequencies that work for basically everybody. Your Qi Coil has cut your meditation in half. How much is this course? It's not a course, as I said. It's an inner circle, and in the inner circle, it includes about 57 very unique and powerful frequencies. And all you have to do is just use the frequencies. There is a course, but the course really just shows you how to use the frequencies. So, and then tells you how the frequencies work. So, if you want to call that a course, and then there's some exercises that you can do, but it's not really required because the frequency really does the work for you, right? So, the course, we're going to announce the pricing when it launches. So it's going to be out when it launches in about a week or two. How many times during the day can we listen to the frequencies? You can probably listen to the frequencies about up to 3 hours a day. I wouldn't listen to more than that, okay? So when you start to listen to it too much, then you're going to start to feel a little bit dizzy, or you may have discomfort because you just had too much. So listen to as much as you need until you feel uncomfortable. Then you can stop. That's what I would recommend. Okay. Another thing that happens is when you use the frequencies, you get really thirsty, because what it's doing is it's actually stimulating your adrenal glands above your kidneys. Adrenal glands raises your ATP production, raises your energy levels, raises the blood circulation. So everything's happening. Everything's like all your pistons in your engine or your cylinders are firing. So it's going to use up more of your of the water, I guess, right? And you get more thirsty in your body. Hey, Lady Homestead, is my mind or emotions that I need to focus on my negative self-talk? Should you focus on your mind, on your emotions? I think both. Okay, so you know, if you feel yourself having negative self-talk, then yeah, it'll. Okay, if I hear myself having negative self-talk, what do? I just ignore it, and then I just say something positive to replace it, and then I just do something. I take action to make myself go in the direction that I know I need to be going, so that I can achieve something better. So, for example, negative self-talk. Let's say that I'm doing this live, and then my negative self-talk would say, "Oh, David, you didn't do, that live sucked, right? It was a very bad live. Nobody showed up, and you only had like 3 views. You should stop doing this." So that's a negative self-talk, right? That would happen in my mind. It doesn't happen, but just theoretically, let's say that's what you hear in your mind. Well, then what I would do would just say the positive thing. Well, yeah, maybe you can, just state the obvious, which is state the fact, which is, yes, so I had 3 views, but it doesn't mean that the next one now I have only 3 views. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep doing these lives and find out how I can get more views on these lives. And then, so I turned my negative self-talk into a problem that I needed to solve instead. So now my mind is engaged in solving the problem and finding my way to solve the problem, instead of just remaining and talking to myself negatively about what happened and how it didn't work, right? So that's what I would do. And then as I am solving that problem, I would play the frequencies that improve my mood as well. Because once your mood improves, then your optimism improves and your motivation improves. Then it gives you the energy you need to solve that problem. Okay? So that's how I deal with my negative self-talk. Does that make sense? Does that help? But the emotions, so you might think, okay, is it the emotions that come first, or is it the mind that comes first, right? For me, my mind comes first, right? As you can tell in the process that I just explained, right? At first, find out what the problem is and find out what solution I can or what actions I can take to solve the problem. Like for example, the problem was I only got 3 views, not enough views on TikTok. So what is the solution? The solution is to find out what I need to do to get more views on TikTok and then do it. So that's the mind. And then in order to do it, I need to feel like I want to do it. I need to get the motivation. So that's when I start to get my frequencies in to get my emotions high so that I can have the motivation to do and actually solve the problem. So you need both. You need emotion and you also need your mind to synchronize. Now, some people operate differently. Some people operate with their emotions first, then they use their mind afterwards. So it really depends. But either way, you're gonna need to have both. Whether the one goes before the other, that doesn't really matter. You just need to recognize which one works for you. Okay. Reach for the better feeling thought, as Esther Hicks would say. Sure, yeah, that's a good idea. Better feeling thought. Yeah. Yeah. So do that. Lady Homestead says, I have resonant console 2. Not sure what frequency to play for this. Resonant console 2. Remove negative energy is good. And the recharge one is good. And any of the chakra ones is good. And also the pineal gland ones are good. Yeah, that's what I would use. All right, so that's all for today. If you have any questions, you can you can reach me on Instagram or just reach our support team. Make sure you go to usetheqi.com. You can get those free frequencies and you can learn about Qi coils. And later we're gonna post. Actually, we're gonna start a Telegram very soon. So you want to join our private Telegram group, that's gonna be available. And then we are also going to have that inner circle release this week, as I mentioned. So make sure you go to the website, check out what sales are on right now so you don't miss it. Okay, so until next time, use the Qi and prosper.